What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video, and in today's video, guys, I wanted to discuss the almighty selection box in the Supernova Jump Box Part 1 and the actual LR character that you should be picking from this box, because they are actually giving out a LR selector in this box, guys. So if you actually go in at the level 9 of the Supernova box that is available, you're gonna get this almighty selection box, and you do have a really good options in terms of stuff you can get here. You have $100 seals, you got some Skull and Haughty, Ithirnir, and bird tokens right there. And then you have the LR Hero Selection Jewel, which in my opinion is going to be the best thing for all you guys to pick, unless you're, if you already have all the LRs or you're missing some Holy Relics. Overall, for the general player, the LR Hero Selection Jewel is going to be the way to go. And so what we're going to be doing in this video is discussing all the LRs in the game and which one that you guys should be picking in terms of the options that you have available. So we're going over these LRs right here and which ones you guys should actually be picking. If you guys enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as we are on the road to that 50,000 subscribers. And guys, we recently hit that 47K, man. We've been on the grind, and yeah, I appreciate all the support. Let's keep it up, and let's talk about each of these LRs here and which one's going to be the best to pick. Alright, guys, so to make it easier for you guys to understand how good some of these characters are that are LR, I have actually pulled up as well my LR selection ranking here that I did for my LR priority list that I did. So if you guys haven't seen that video already, I discussed pretty much all the LRs in the game and my ranking for where I believe they are overall in the game in terms of their strength, in terms of both PvP and PvE combined, and just kind of discussing which ones are going to be the best. Now, looking at this tier list right here, guys, let me actually, put it side by side here so you guys can kind of see what options that you have to pick, and then also where I'll kind of rank them on the LR priority here. So number one right here, guys, as you can see, LR Elizabeth. I mean, it's gonna be a given. LR Liz is super strong in this game. She has a passive here where she's healing your team, and when you're actually healing the team, you're getting basic stats, you're getting buff strip, you're getting recovery rate increase as well. It's just a very, very strong passive, and even though it's strictly for PvE, her Holy Relic makes up for it, and you can run her as a backline support in PvP where you're getting 15% HP related stats. So just a very strong character even at the 186 dupe level. Dupes don't necessarily matter too much on this character, as she's still very strong, even at that 186 dupe level. And yeah, I mean, AoE flood, it also again has buff strip, remember, from her passive, and then she does also have a buff card that's going to remove debuffs from allies while providing that defense related stats, which is very, very valuable for a lot of things in the game. So yeah, guys, overall, that's going to be my number one recommendation. I mean, in terms of all the characters that you have as options, LR Liz is going to be the number one. Now, moving on to the next character, I'd actually say either now after Lancelot's release has obviously changed a little bit. I made this LR priority a little bit before the release for Lancelot. So this is when Queen Diana actually did release. Now, in terms of who I would actually recommend you guys get for that number 2 spot, though, you could actually argue Glocks or LR King above Zeldris at the moment. And the reason why I say this, guys, is because Lancelot is a fairy character, and you're running him more so on fairy teams, whereas you're not really going to be running him with LR Zeldris overall. And I think Lancelot does really well in terms of a fairy team comp where you run LR King, you run him, and then you also run LR Glocks. That is a very strong team comp in PvP, while also being strong in things like Heroes Arena as well. So I actually don't mind recommending LR King at the number 3 or even LR Glocks. So it's up to you guys in terms of how you want to go about it. But I think King is the most valuable one right now as a second pick if you already have LR Liz. And again, the reason why I say this is because Lancelot's super strong right now, but King is providing the basic stats for the applicable allies being giants and fairies, which means Lancelot gets it. And if you have LR Queen Diana already, you're getting it for her as well. And yeah, I mean, he's a backline supportive character too. If you don't want to run him in the front, you can run him in the backline for a Lancelot team and it still provide that 20% basic stats. And yeah, I mean, overall, guys, he has Petrify. He has, we can actually look at his skills here. He has, the Petrify skill that has Spike on it as well. So just a ton of damage while being able to seal your enemy's skills. And then, his Cleanse card here giving HP related, which is really strong. He has on his passive, obviously we talked about it, the applicable allies basic stats. He gets a turn 1 rank up if you have a full team of those applicable allies. You know, he lowers the enemy's critical resistance too. Yeah, man, this is just an absolutely absurd character, and especially with the release of Lancelot, you could highly, you know, value this character now in the game, and even across all content in the game. I mean, Heroes Arena, he's great. You know, in PvP, he's great alongside Lancelot. PvE content in terms of like demonic beasts, I think King is still strong, not, you know, as good as like LR Zeldris or, you know, LR Ascanor, but everything else that King is good in, it kind of weighs out the fact that, you know, maybe LR Ascanor is better in PvE, but is he going to be good in PvP right now? Definitely not. Whereas King is definitely strong in that, and in Heroes Arena too. So, you know, you have things like that where it kind of depends on the content that you focus on personally, guys. But yeah, I mean, number one undoubtedly is going to be Liz. Now, number two is arguably LR King, in my opinion, right now. You know, because we are not able to pick DN, then I will have to go with LR King at my number two, in my opinion. I think he would be probably the most valuable for you on your account at the moment, considering the release with Lancelot. And since a lot of you guys are going to be pulling him, I mean, it makes a lot of sense too. Now, if you already have LR Liz and also LR King, guys, like, this is kind of a situation where it's really whoever you want to get. Now, we don't want to be picking, you know, LR Galen, LR Lostvayne, or LR Lilia at the moment, in my opinion, just because these characters are just not that great right now. LR Galen's still waiting for a Holy Relic, Lostvayne kind of getting power creep now, and then LR Lilia just doesn't really have a place in the game at the moment. You know, we're kind of waiting for 7 catastrophes for her. But now, if we talk about the other characters that are available, though, you know, LR Zeldris, LR Glox, LR Ascanor, and LR Margaret. I think if I had to rank it in the order based on this selection and where I feel about it right now in terms of value, I would probably put it LR Zeldris probably at the number 4, because he's good across like everything in the game. Maybe not as much PvP, but in general he's a very strong character. Then I would have Glox. Then I would have Margaret, actually, in my opinion now, especially now with UR Ascanor rerunning on Lancelot's banner. It's more accessible to have a UR Ascanor on your account, and so, you know, there's a lot less value in terms of running the original green LR Ascanor. He's still obviously great and really good in PvE, but yeah, I mean, you know, in my opinion, I think, you know, maybe getting LR Margaret could be a little bit better. You know, Queen Liz just got a, you know, a Holy Relic recently, actually pretty good, and LR Margaret's usable in a lot of things in the game, you know, Demonic Beast, Heroes Arena. Another main thing that, you know, LR Margaret's great in is going to be Guild Boss. You know, just in general, just having the big basic stats, guys, overall is going to be strong. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of arguably with these two, but I think for you guys, in terms of picking that extra character, if you've already gotten LR King and LR Liz, it would have to be between Zeldris and Gloxinia at the moment. And, you know, if you want to do Ratatoskr, I would highly value Gloxinia over Zeldris, but if you want to just do general content in the game where you need a strong character that can provide basic stats while being able to do a ton of damage, then LR Zeldris is going to be the way to go for that. But yeah, guys, I mean, that would pretty much be my, you know, who you should pick for LR. So again, let's do a recap. You know, LR Liz at number 1, you know, LR King at number 2, in my opinion, and then from there, it's really up to you. I would do either LR Glox or Zeldris, depending on your needs. If you need, you know, like Ratatoskr, you definitely go with Glox. If you need just general content in the game, you go with LR Zeldris. And then from there, guys, I would say LR Margaret, just a little bit out, you know, edges out LR Ascanor right there. But yeah, it just kind of depends on your account, you know, where you're at. If you're missing, you know, UR Ascanor, maybe Green Ascanor has more value. You know, you would have a lot more value with that. But LR Margaret overall doesn't have too much on her LR, so she's not much different than the base unit, but it's still, you know, valuable to have, and, you know, increasing that attack related for the goddesses could be good. So yeah, guys, that would be pretty much where I'd say. And then, you know, Galen, Lostvayne, and Lilia, in my opinion, at the moment, are just not good enough to be picking. So that would be my ranking right there. Go for LR Liz, go for LR King, and then from there, guys, you can kind of just pick whoever you really need from the top 4 that I have here, and then these guys I just would not go with at all. So there we go, guys. That's going to be my hero selection list for the LRs that you have available for the free LR. Make sure to get this, guys, in the jump box event. You know, you're doing your jump box tickets every single day, and whenever you're able to get it, feel free to pick the LR Liz or King, and then, you know, whoever else if you're trying to get those characters. So yeah, man, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next video, man. Peace out, and have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.